I watch the Iron Chef, and he spits the food right back into the plate and throws it right in the garbage in front of them. I mean, how embarrassing is that? That's devastating. But people sign up to go on that show knowing that this is what could happen to them. All right. So the point I'm making is this, to cut it down and make it shorter. We have to do better. My whole purpose of coming on tonight was not to talk about the legal ramifications of what's happening, because that's something that's totally different. I explained why the Gucci's and Evans have decided to remain silent on certain things. I explained that for a reason. So we sat down and talked. We got an understanding of where we're going to go, because two big houses moving forward with all of this stuff going on, we need to be on the same page. Okay, that doesn't take anything away from Pink. Doesn't take anything away from Casanova. We in our house know how we feel about these two individuals, and it's not for us to go out here on Facebook and start going around and posting all kind of crazy stuff. I can't do it. As a leader, I can't do it. I know I have to be able to sit with my members and be like, listen, we still got to go to a ball. We still got to compete against these people. And I still need to desensitize this, because if a Gucci chops you or if a Gucci picks over you, I don't want you storming the panel thinking that it's shade, and vice versa, because this is where we're at now. So we have to do that. And as leaders, we're supposed to be more accountable for the stuff that we put out there on social media. You know how many times I sit here and get mad at motherfuckers who attack my house and pick over my members or snatch my members, but I still can't react to certain things because my voice carries. And when I act on something, the members in my house are going to follow behind me. And if I get enraged and I carry, then my members are going to carry. So I can't get on Facebook and make inflammatory posts. I can't go out there in the middle of a ballroom scene and start carrying on, because you know why? Because people are going to look at you and say, there your members are following because that's what you did.
Amen.
We can't do that. And we have to be accountable for it. All of this stuff about, oh, I flew off the handle. Oh, I reacted, because that sounds good when you're on Oprah. It doesn't sound good when your members are getting attacked. We have to stop. We have to take accountability for our actions. You know how upset I was when Harold texted me at 3? I just came home tired from a ball, and to get a text message to check on my member from somebody else to tell me to check on my member, that he heard that my member got slashed. And I had to go call around at that time of the morning when I wanted to go to sleep to find out what happened, and sit up until 7 in the morning to find out what happened. And never once did I go out there and start losing it and start telling my members and going crazy on Facebook and that. Never once did I do it. Never once did I do it. You know why? Because it carries. It carries. And we have to start taking accountability for those actions. We have to stop pacifying. And I only brought up that situation where saying, please don't, you should have known better than to run up on him because he's tick, tick, boom. But see, you made him your father. You made that person your leader. You put that person on the runway. You have these people sit here and deal with. You can't have it both ways. So when we are making our leaders, those are representations of us. When we put leaders in place, when our leaders fuck up, we are responsible for it as overall parents and leaders of houses. You're responsible for what you put out there. And when you put some volatile thing out there, you have to take the repercussions of what happens. And when you gaslight a situation that causes an inferno, you got to say, you know what, I fucked up. You got to take ownership. And when we start taking accountability for the shit that we do and say, you know what, I'm completely wrong. I've got to be chastised. I've got to take this brunt. I've got to go be banned. I've got to take my house out of the ring for a little while. Then you'll understand. But until you don't, and you just stay business as usual, and we police ourselves with counsels that are favorable only to us, and our counsels only discipline other people, but they don't discipline us, then it's never going to be fair. It's never going to be fair. You're going to have to say, this is what it is, and we're going to have to just deal with it. I have always disciplined my house. I have always sided when I felt my house was wrong. I've always gone public. I've always apologized when people thought that I shouldn't have apologized. In my own house, thought I shouldn't have apologized to another house for the actions of my members. And I have always done it. Why? Because this is not about my house. This is about Ballroom. And if you don't respect the other houses and you don't respect the other people that come in here and pay their money, because nobody comes to the house of Ebony because they want to be a part of a gang. They come to the House of Ebony because they want to display their talent. And I have made sure that I have put out some of the best performance kids, some of the best kids that I can in talent on that floor. I have done it. And they didn't join the House of Ebony because the House of Ebony fights. They didn't join the House of Ebony because the House of Ebony used to break windows and steal and all the rest of that. They didn't do that. They joined the House of Ebony because they wanted to get out there. It's a legend. It's an iconic house. And that's all I wanted to promote. And that's what we do. And I don't like the fact that people are picking and choosing when they want to discipline, picking and choosing on who they're going to point fingers at and make the villain. And then when people do stuff that's really wrong and outrageous, that they get to be swept under the rug. That we got to stop. That we got to stop. So I got to go to bed. I love you all. I know this is going to get better.
Love you.
I know this is going to get better. It's going to get better. I love you guys. Bye.
Love you, Uncle Mike. And you know something?
Well, I joined the house.
It's too many.
I joined the house of cards because they can fight.
Drop them down.
Political answers. It's too many political answers and not enough heartfelt answers because they feel like, okay, let me not say this because I'm gonna get chopping. Bitch, think with your heart and answer just how it's supposed to be answered. You know what I mean? Just like a simple question was asked, and people kind of threw themselves under the bus. But you know, it's just it is what it is.
No shade, twin.
And the bus was not moving.
That fucking bus had 18 wheels on the tail.
I also would like to say I joined the House of Con because they can fight.
You part of the problem.
Oh, Harold, please. You better stop.
Sister, they said that's why you made West too. But go ahead. What you were saying, Harold?
Girl, Bob, you went to Balenciaga.
Go ahead, number 6.
Hello. I just want to say that this incident has played a big part in my life.
Who's recording?
And sometimes I cry all day because I can't do the things that I want to do, like dance. Like, if you know me, that's all I love to do. Right now, the left side of my body is fucked up to the point I can't. Like, I went to the dance studio today and had to walk out because I couldn't express myself. That's how I express myself when I'm angry, when I'm sad, when I'm happy, and I can't do it right now. So people don't really know what I'm going through. I can't look in the mirror too much right now because I bust out and cry. I just I really do want to ask Corey, like, what was the reason? Like, what was the reason for? But I am taking it step by step at a time, and I want to say thank you to the ballroom community for help speaking up for me and having my back, and I appreciate everybody who's been sharing the picture, the post, sharing all of that, and letting the people know that I didn't deserve this. Like everybody says that knows me, I'm a light of sunshine. All I do is dance. I go to LSS Mondays every Monday just to dance. Anthony West sees it all the time. Me and Pussy is in the back of the thing. Jay said dancing, runwaying. That's all I do. From the time it starts to the time it ends. And right now that's what I'm dealing with. I can't express myself the way I want to.
And number 6, let me tell you something. You have grace to overcome. And like I said,
his name Felicia Twin.
Oh, Felicia, listen, you have grace to overcome, and there's nothing that you cannot overcome. And whatever you need to do to just come back or at least get to somewhere near your old self, just take the time and do that. But just know you even being on this panel and listening to everybody speak, and you're just sitting there listening and not going off, that shows your strength. You are stronger than you ever know, and I admire you for doing so. But bitch, keep on dancing, keep on carrying on, and trust me, that scar is
I
gonna.
be up here because I don't want nobody up here trying to lie on my name. I'm not no liar, never have been. I
That's
don't
right.
need to lie. To lie about nothing. My story
And
has
all you
never
can do
changed.
is defend yourself. All you can
Right.
do is defend
That's all I.
yourself, and what you've experienced is what you have experienced, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise, and don't let any other or to like weird ass story just deter you from your truth. And when it's your time, speak, and definitely, get shit done and get shit handled, because this is your life, and this is your story, and this is nobody's story on this panel but your own. You understand? And the way you go about it is the most important part. You feel me? So just leave with grace, and no matter how this person has you know dealt with you, you definitely give them what they need to get. Because baby, at the end of the day, just how Tiana asked one question, that question should have been answered with jail time. And I thank you.
Mm.
So again,
Harold, can you kick this person out the comments talking about they gonna slice people up? His name is Kilizi Ocean.
Yeah, she was in here, Milan bringing
Yeah,
them trolls in here.
girl, she didn't talk about she gonna slice somebody up and stuff. It's weird.
I had wrote in the comments to kick her. Her name Keys Lee Ocean.
he's gone.
She gonna,
So I do want to
Yeah.
say this. Okay, I do want to say this, and in spite of what anybody feels, the point of having this discussion tonight wasn't to attack the House of Gucci. It wasn't. It wasn't even about attacking Corey.
No.
It's about accountability. It's about accountability for just what has transpired, because ultimately you have two individuals in the House of Ebony that are impacted. You have a West Coast ballroom scene that's impacted. You have the House of Gucci that's impacted. You have individuals in the House of Ebony that are impacted in some kind of way. People are carrying now trauma, stress for something that had nothing to do with them. I hear and understand, and I understand loyalty. I understand love for people. But at the end of the day, someone that compromises you, your organization, that has to be looked at. That has to be dealt with. We can't correct all the problems in ballroom in one swoop. It'll never work like that. But if we continue to show that we're serious about, not having our spaces having like violence go on, it definitely will have an impact, because people want to come, people want to be around. There are steps
Harold,
we all have to take. Today this is
Harold.
Gucci. Tomorrow, hold on one second. Today this is Gucci. Tomorrow it could be Balenciaga. But in that moment, we have to show that we are willing to hold ourselves, our organizations, accountable. So I mean, I don't know who was calling me, who was saying.
I just felt like I was
That was
watching the
me. That was me. No, I was trying to clarify something. I said, like I was telling Marlon, I said, had he said tonight or like a day ago or whatever, and he said, I met with the Ebony leaders, I don't have to explain myself to people. I'm not trying to get under your skin, Marlon. I'm not. I swear for God,
I
I'm
didn't
not.
say that. I didn't have to explain
What?
myself to people. I said I don't have to do this for social media. I spoke with the Ebonies. We spoke.
Oh,
We had
right,
our
right, right,
thing.
right, right.
I don't have
That
to do
part,
this.
that part.
That's what's wrong with
Hold on,
society. Everybody
hold
does.
on, hold on,
Everything is
wait.
about.
Hold on, because
Everything is
you didn't,
about. Every,
hold on, Marlon. This is where I'm saying we really don't realize just how influential we are as leaders and in ballroom. A perfect example, and like I said, I don't trying to get under your skin. Do you know I'm talking for Cedric Johnson right now? Do you know how fucking pissed off I was that I didn't hear the people that I admire chat? And whether y'all like her or not, Kelly, people like that to come and disconnect themselves, because even we're on social media now. We are a media people now. If y'all would have just said that, it would have at least let me know that y'all are saying. And we know that y'all don't agree with it, but sometimes as an organization, it's just good to let all of us know that, well, we know that they don't that they're taking care of it and they're not agreeing with it, because sometimes saying nothing will make it seem, and I know y'all don't, but it will be perceived as if y'all are taking up for it, just like me being in the Navy as a recruiter. If I go out here and I do something stupid in the streets to bring discredit upon the United States Navy, they're going to have to make a press conference to protect the Navy's name and say he is no longer a sailor with the United States Navy. That is not what we represent. You see what I'm saying? Just that alone. You don't have to say what y'all doing. You don't have to say the next step. Just that little part alone will ease ballroom, because we're all still in ballroom. I got what Cage was saying. Whether we like it or not, we can be in different houses all day long. But ballroom is still a culture. We all still in families. We don't want to go around here and these kids sitting up here thinking that it's something that is not. That's all I was saying. I'm not trying to get under your skin or nothing. I'm saying that my house has to go to North Carolina on November 12th. Your house has to go to North Carolina on November 12th. We need to ease these kids' mind to let them know that an individual is being taken care of. This has nothing to do with Gucci and Ebony. And that's all I was saying.
Y'all
No
long.
shade.
Well, it's a ball in Chicago, November 12th, that's giving out $9,000.
I just want y'all to know, if I ever sit on the panel and y'all confront me, I'm going to the courts.
Anthony,
What?
Me too,
I'm
sister.
fucking
No
you.
shade.
Hey, Milan, your whole daddy is a police chief. Let me shut up.
Girl, Milan's so corny for making his own
Bitch, you
lottery
so
engine.
motherfucking
Yeah, like
corny,
girl,
bitch.
people
Don't
in here
address
trying to
me,
have
bitch,
Oh,
when they
fun
been
with
oh.
that shit. She
motherfucking
out here
trolling
making
me
these
all
raggedy
fucking
ass
day,
fan
bitch. Shut the
lotteries.
fuck up talking to me,
Girl,
fat
I was in
bitch.
the comments. I was in
Yeah,
the
bitch.
Shut
comments.
Don't
up, bitch.
motherfucking
Shut
say
up.
a
All
fuck
right,
ass thing to
so
me, bitch.
Shut up, bitch.
Milan, you
Yeah,
stay
fuck
up
you
the street
thought.
from me, ho.
Yeah, bitch.
Okay?
I don't give a fuck about none of that.
Good night, everybody. Have a blessed night.
I
thank
love
you,
Have
you,
a
Milan.
blessed
Liz.
night,
Call,
boo.
text me if
Feel
you
Good
bad all
need
night,
that
me.
Miss
happened to you,
Felicia.
love.
Good
I love
night.
you, Liz. Text me if you need me.
All
Goofy
right.
ass.
Well, Arnold,
Bitch.
do you have anything you want to say before we go? Anyone else have anything?
Yeah, I would like to say, Milan,
Get
I
rid of the
said
chops.
Arnold. Let me.
Drop
Grams, I
down.
would just like
Drop
to
that
say
I
bitch.
was giving you a chance to get your thoughts together, Tayana.
I
Okay.
would
Drop
just
the
like
mic
Yeah.
to
on
say
you.
accountability. Accountability. Everyone just needs to start taking accountability for their actions.
Let
And
me
me
just
as well.
record you, sister.
What, girl? I take accountability for my actions when I do dumb shit. I know I do dumb shit
Girl, as
sometimes.
many fights you didn't have that balls, bitch, and you well kind of anyway. Keep going.
okay, well,
Milan,
the only thing I want to
Milan,
say before,
you
I
just
don't give
jumped
a
somebody
fuck,
2 weeks
bitch.
ago.
I don't have to just join a fucking house, bitch. I know you. You fight at balls all the time, bitch. What if
okay, well,
somebody stabbed you at the ball?
They going to jail.
Yeah. What if somebody jumped you at a ball, bitch? Shut up.
They
Battle of
going
the
to
Accountability.
jail.
West.
Take it. Take it,
Battle of
bitch.
the
Take
West.
accountability on your own. But go ahead, Arnold.
I just go
Milan
ahead,
mad because he
Arnold.
getting trolled, girl. I
Arnold
Go
is
feel
ahead,
trying
I
to
feel
speak
daughter.
bad
very
for Milan.
eloquent. Like, come on now. It's eloquency going on here.
My daughter
Y'all
want
got
to go last. Milan, could you please make a ballroom Zeus Network show, please,
Are you gonna
and
be the
have me
star of
do?
it?
Huh? No, bitch, you gonna be yeah, you gonna be the host. Come on,
Okay. We already working on it.
Marlon, you
But
ready?
girl.
Hey, Rob. All right. Well,
We
I
all
don't know if Arnold has anything to say. Thank you, Yanni, for coming up and sharing your views.
Thank you, Yanni. Love you,
Marlon,
baby.
as much
Love
as I
you.
right, Corey.
disagree with almost everything you said, I do thank you for coming up and sharing your perspective. We don't always have to agree on things to have conversation.
Right.
I really, really, really want to extend a most gracious thank you to Uncle Mike for coming on and
Mhm.
sharing very his perspective and just offering you know a way for us as individuals, to kind of look at things through a different lens. Thank you, Omega, for coming through. Thank you, Tayana for being up here and holding on to your life for as long as you could until you got busted. Milan, thank you for coming on. We know you was coming to, defend your girlfriend, and it's no shade,
Harold, don't say nothing to no
Defend my
West out the
girlfriend. I
West.
never even said nothing about
Harold,
you.
Milan,
Harold,
I'm playing with you. Stop.
Harold, do not try the West, please.
Tell him to call me here,
I'm not trying, y'all. Y'all still on blackout. I got 2 more weeks.
Milan, check your inbox.
Yeah, y'all been winning. I
Okay.
do have one more thing. I do have one thing I need to say before I exit. I think you all should send us thank you letters after we come off of blackout because y'all been winning grand prizes because we've been on
Girl,
blackout.
get the fuck out.
That bitch
Girl.
I mean,
West. Also, thank you to Derek Schnell.
Did you drop her or did she drop?
And I want to
She dropped.
reiterate. I do want to reiterate that very, in spite of what Derek may have felt like, the intention was never to, bring Static up to joke about anything. I feel like
what Derek said was very, very, very valid, though, Harold.
of course,
Very
of
It
course
valid.
you
wasn't.
feel like that.
And
Of
we
course
could,
you feel.
and we could,
It wasn't.
and we could talk about it after
No,
or
we're not.
whatever if
Hold
we
on.
need to.
Right.
Hold on.
But
I don't want to
but
talk.
Let me say right quick. So I see some of the comments, and I want to say I see some of the comments saying I didn't speak or whatever like that. The desire that we had for this particular show was for for the folks who were involved in the matter, or folks who had interest in the matter, to come up and say what they needed to say, and for Pink, I didn't know she was coming up, to come up and say the things that they needed to say and give their side of it.
Jordan, you don't got to explain yourself. That's Corey talking shit.
Be
Tiana,
quiet.
I'm talking. But the desire that was the desire for us to what we wanted to do, and because I advised the West Coast Ballroom Alliance and the chair, I didn't want to come on here and bring up the situation that they have spoken with and they have adjudicated. And this situation will go on with the West Coast Alliance tomorrow in a meeting that will everybody will find out what the how the situation is playing out as far as the West Coast ballroom scene is going. So everybody will get that information tomorrow evening. It should be on all of your screens, so you'll know what the alliance decided to do and what actions they decided to take. So,
Who is on that alliance for people that don't know?
Tiana.
Yes.
Tiana.
I mean, the
He
people
talking
you
about
got
yes.
you got 810
Thank you,
people
Harold.
here. You got 810 people here that would like to
The
know.
West Coast knows who's on the West Coast Alliance knows who's on the chair. They know who's on the chair. All the alliance
But I
knows who's
mean,
on the chair.
if the West Coast know, it's public information.
Right.
Okay, well look it up then.
Well, I mean, if
Oh
it's public
wow.
information and you right here, why can't you? I'm gonna go back with what Corey said.
It's a secret society?
Corey said you were
So
under a gag
eloquent.
Secret
order.
society.
And
Who said that?
He answered that very
Who said
eloquently.
that, J-Rock?
Oh wow.
Well, before
No,
I go,
it's
go,
representatives from the different houses, and the Gucci's recused themselves out of the situation, so that those Gucci's that were on the thing were not a part of the decision making process.
see, those are things that is good to be said because there's now people can see that they are being fair and they are being, you know what I'm saying, sympathetic. That's why I said some things just have to be said. I'm just glad it came out that way because I'm telling y'all, it makes a difference. Tonight did make a difference. You may not feel it, but it made a difference because we're going to a big, huge weekend, and we do not need none of that this weekend.
in
No
spite of
man.
what individuals say, everything I've said, I definitely said from my post, from here tonight. This is not an attack on a house, but I do think that oh, I mean, first of all, like, when things happen, I think that anybody who is really serious about, like, just speaking up
Harold,
on things.
Harold, I just want to say,
And let's
I want to
be,
say this.
sorry,
Hold on, let
Marlon.
me
Hold,
say this.
Let's
What
be,
is
hold on,
there?
hold on. Let me finish.
What
Let me
was
go ahead,
there
Marlon.
to
Marlon,
speak
Marlon. I'm
out
gonna give
to
it to you.
say?
I'm gonna give it to you, Marlon. Hold on 1 second, Marlon. Hold on. I think that y'all expect people to have an answer for something. This happened Saturday on the
right.
West Coast.
That was my point.
What's that noise?
That
That's J
that was my
Rock.
point, Harold. That was my point. A lot of people are looking for immediate thing. This happened early Sunday morning. We have been up since Sunday till tonight, trying to get this matter straight and talk about this matter. It's just Tuesday. You have to find out information and what went on and what happened, and that's what has been happening every day since that happened.
Go ahead,
All
Marlon.
right, go ahead, Marlon.
My thing was this. I know that because whatever happened with the House of Dilcourt and all that, and they're trolling, saying like, "Oh, what about us? What about us?" Like the Me Too thing, all that. It's what's really sad is, and I'm going to we're having another meeting with the Ebonies again. There's a lot of motherfuckers again because this scene is so fake. They're fake and they're phony. There's a lot of people that's using this girl's misfortune for their own personal gain. They're using it for their own personal gain and using it, well, yeah. Now they probably not even thinking about her. It's more of like, yeah, it's just this own personal gain thing. And I've been taking screenshots and all of it because when you look at it and I present everything, you bitches don't give a fuck. Y'all was doing y'all, it's y'all personal gain. Y'all were mad because Kelly's did this, that, and the other. So it was like, yeah, now let's go about it again. That's what are you talking about? Y'all don't even give a fuck about this child or any of the victims or anyone that is taking a loss from this. It's just it's a personal gain type thing. Like you bitches is weird and fake.
Well, I mean, I think that
Delcours.
you
I'm
can't.
talking to the
I mean,
Delcours.
I know who
And
we know
any
who you
other
talking
bitch
about.
I'm talking about the
but I mean,
Delcours
okay.
or in any other bitch that's using it for their personal gain. Like you don't care about the child. You really just want to just be in a mix or something. You don't even care.
Well, I think that Marlon. I mean, I hear you, but I think that
Mwah.
I mean, and I'm not justifying doing it. I think they're very, to take advantage of anyone's trauma is a wrong thing. But I think that there was a lot of irrational suggestions made that kind of
Wifey.
about holding their entire house accountable
But that's a
for.
tit for tat thing. That means that you're tit for
Okay, right,
tat
but that's
when
what
we
I'm
got a
saying.
serious
But
situation that happened.
in order to get the tat, you have to have tit. So I
So
think that
okay. So what? This is something,
but but
isn't
but
this
but
larger than that?
Marlon. Okay, look, this is what I'm talking about accountability. Okay, because at this point, this is where you can turn to the bitch in the car with you and say, "Girl, had you not opened your fucking mouth and been attacking these people, then
No,
the
we
other
know we know all that. But
right." But
we
that's what
know
I'm
all that.
saying.
So,
So all I'm saying is, Marlon, you know why it's happening. You know why it's happening. She kept fanning the flames, even after it was like very, the situation was moving on. She sat on the egg till it hatched.
but again, still, it's still personal gain. This is a serious matter. It's not for that. It's not for a tit for tat. If you care, you care. If you don't, you don't. Stop using that like they poked us. This is bigger than that. But again, ballroom don't care really about people like that. This is like really sometimes it's a game,
Marlon, this is the
honestly.
perfect
And
example of
again, like I
gaslight.
said to that young girl,
This is gaslight.
what I meant out my mouth is what I said. I hate that a person like that child or anyone that has to leave out of their house and end up returning not the fucking same over this fake shit that bitches don't give a fuck about you about. For real, for real. Serious.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we here, but thank you. I really enjoyed talking to y'all. I'm glad we had a spirited discussion. Hopefully, there's some takeaways. I hope people got an opportunity to feel like they were heard. And realistically, I think that for all of us, we can kind of take this situation and just look and realize violence happens so fast. You look at what happened with Takeoff from the Migos.
Yeah.
Some of the stories surrounding that were like it wasn't even his situation, but his life is over all because of just the drama that was happening around him. So we have to be mindful and hold people accountable so that they don't put us in situations that become dangerous or fatal for that matter. So I hope everybody had a good night. We've been here for over 4
Willie
hours now.
Milan.
I love you too. I'm gonna call you actually when we get off.
Okay, bitch.
And we finna go on to our
Now hold on. Now, Arnold, on behalf of Corey, let me say this to you. Bitch, don't go getting on the phone with the girls who want to bump your gums and have all these damn opinions now when you ain't have here on this show.
As
All right, Arnold,
it
we love you.
concerns
Bye,
who?
Arnold.